Started. City Talk. Let's get it started. City Talk. With my man, Ron Carter. And my man, Roll. City Talk. Let's get it started. City Talk. Let's get it started. With my man, Ron Carter. And my man, City Talk. Let's get it started.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of City Talk, the show of record on the CoyoteMan TV show network.
Yeah.
We on?
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Go ahead.
Music messed us up. I'm gonna run it back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of City Talk, the show of record on the CoyoteMan TV show network. I'm the host, Gerard Carter, and this is the host.
Yo, Big Four.
And before we get into it, make sure you download the CoyoteMan TV show network app on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and you can also find it where you find your mobile apps. And right before we get into it, like I said, up in Security Mall, the CoyoteMan TV show network, small enough to help out the little guy, but big enough to get the job done. So speaking of getting the job done, Vor,
What up?
can you explain that meltdown in the fourth quarter yesterday? Please.
I mean, I seen a lot that was going on. I mean, like it was a lot of overthrow plays. I mean,
from a defensive standpoint, because that's where we went wrong.
No, it was a lot of other plays before then. I mean, like the overthrow plays was definitely. It was two plays definitely was touchdowns.
Right, but when we were in the fourth quarter, we had 27.
Let's get up to the fourth quarter.
No, that's what I said. The meltdown.
Let's get to the build.
Okay.
Let's get to the full play of football.
Okay.
The thing is, yo, when it was two overthrow plays, you know what I'm saying, and so that was touchdown plays, and then also too when Andrews, when he was in the end zone, he also dropped a big pass that was in the end zone. Right. The fumble. I mean, a lot of extra. It was just like, for some odd reason, they just didn't look like they was in sync at all. And then they started playing good, like decent football towards the end. And then when we got into the situation where we scored, the defense just...
They had one good play when they sacked him and he fumbled the ball, but they recovered it.
Right.
But then after that, they got soft.
Yeah, they got soft again. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, this is the time when you're supposed to be playing good football. Like, going into December is the time that you really want to be sparking on. This ain't the time to be trying to figure it out.
But this isn't the first time I've seen the defense just get picked apart by, any random quarterback. I mean, this was a pretty good quarterback.
Okay, well,
he's a young quarterback.
I like Trevor Lawrence. I think he's a young quarterback on, he's not ready yet. But but a lot of people fail to realize they did beat Kansas City this year.
Okay.
Jacksonville did beat Kansas City this year.
Okay.
So it's just like, it's just one of them things that we had them.
Well, it don't sting so bad now.
No. I'm not even going with that. It's just like, I was always told if you do it in practice, you go do it in the game. Yeah. And a lot of times I just like, it just didn't execute. They didn't execute a lot of play calling. I mean, that's my team. I'm gonna sink with the ship. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? When we play a good team, we're gonna rise to the occasion. It's like, for some odd reason, Jacksonville just seemed to just, I don't know. Even when we was in the conference with Jacksonville, it just seemed like Jacksonville just got a thing that.
Yeah, I always had troubles with them. So what do you think about the frustration that Lamar must have been going through when he sent out that tweet?
I didn't hear about it until you just recently told me about it. I didn't know nothing about it. So tell the people about what the tweet said.
Well, the fan tweeted that basically for somebody that was wanting $250 million guaranteed dollars, ultimately the fan said, spend that money improving the overall team and let Lamar walk. And this is never heard Lamar get that, over the top. He must have been real upset because he tweeted back and it said, "Boy, shut the fuck up."
Well,
hold up. It said, "Boy, shut the fuck up. Y'all capping too much on these apps. MF never probably even smelled the field, never did shit but eat D. So, and everybody know what I'm talking about, eat D. There's some ladies in the studio.
Right. We'll keep it respectful.
But, it got to the point where they were trying to link that with some homophobia or something like that, which later on, kind of John Harbaugh kind of cleared that up. Like, no, it wasn't like that. He just...
Well, the streets know what he was talking about. For those who know, like I said before, those who know, and for those who don't know, they can speculate all day long. So.
Now, they planning on, they were saying that he might get fined, possibly get fined for the tweet.
Okay, I mean, all right. Well, freedom of speech, it costs you now.
I was about to say, I don't think he should get fined.
I mean... It's something my brother always say. He always say the best reply is no reply.
You're right. I mean, that's what Harbaugh said. He said, win or lose, the last thing you want to do is go get on Twitter first.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the social media work. I'm not on none of this.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm not on social media is because when this was back when Facebook first started, I was talking to a young lady and somebody interjected in the conversation. We were talking about Kobe and LeBron. So you know how long ago that was.
Right.
And the person, I knew who the person was, but I didn't know him. Like, it's, the guy you see in Greek Village all the time that don't want to speak to you, but we're on Facebook. And he jumped in there, and I was deemed the thug, because of what I said back. They was like, oh, man. I said, you know what, y'all right. I'm going to go ahead and exit stage left because I don't know how this works. If I'm talking to you, I don't expect somebody to come and jump in our conversation, but I guess that's how the social media world is.
Well, like I remember my man Luke came out with a joint years ago. He said, you got gangsters want to be thugs. He said, you got gangsters want to be, what did he say, gangsters? He said, no, you got gangsters that want to be stars, and stars want to be gangsters, so we call them gang stars.
Gang stars, wow. We used to call them keyboard thugs.
Okay, that's what they do. So, what I mean? People just sometimes, like I said, they're just talking. Like, at the end of the day, I think we're in a good situation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people that's out here talking, a lot of teams is just talking. At the end of the day, let's see where we go at, who make it to the playoffs and who don't make it to the playoffs.
And honestly, if we got rid of Lamar Jackson, who do you...
Which one we ain't going to get rid of?
I mean, but who do you think could replace him?
No, I mean, I think Huntley is good. I don't think Huntley's not bad.
No, Huntley's not bad, but you think he could do everything Lamar does?
He's not. As far as speed goes, no.
I think he's more accurate passer.
He throws the ball.
But then the thing is, you don't have really the weapons there. In the,
I think we have good enough weapons. The running game is our strength.
Right, but I mean, I'm talking about his throwing. A lot of the packages, you got 2 tight ends out there.
If the Ravens were smart, that's what they would do. They would just run a double tight.
Right, but then you're not going to necessarily get the yardage then. You need some speed out there.
Yeah, if you know what I'm saying? If I could run the ball on you and I could throw the ball underneath, then you figure it out. Because the truth be told, let's keep it real here for a minute. That's what Belichick did for a long time.
Yeah, because the team, man, they ain't had nothing but Jamal Lewis.
No, who you talking about? No, I'm talking about Belichick.
Oh, Belichick. I thought you meant Billy.
Belichick did that for years with the double tights. He ran double tights for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You don't know the goal.
You also had Tom Brady too.
Yeah, and also Gronkowski and.
I would give Andrews. I would say he's our Gronk.
Yeah, but he need to catch the ball when it's time to catch the ball because it seems like in certain games we need him. Like he don't step up like in the big games.
He's diabetic too.
I understand. I mean, I get all that. You know what I'm saying? But he had to be good enough to get to this level.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? So
sometimes you got the complexion for the connection too. But
no, I ain't gonna say that. I mean, he is good.
But he got his money fast.
Well, yeah, he did. He got, what I'm saying, but he ain't that ain't Lamar Jackson money he's gonna get.
No, but he got tight end money. He got good tight end money.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well,
but let me change the focus a little bit more. You know about being in the working world. The average amount of time you need to get a pension is how long?
I think it's like 20 years.
Okay, that's what I understand. Now, did you know that the Baltimore City Council just voted last week in a overnight vote because what happened last election, it was made that they had I think 8-year term limits now.
Right. So the question K came up.
Okay,
and
right.
People voted on that, right?
So it was 12 years before they could get a pension prior to question K. So once it passed, they went and voted that they could get their pension in 8 years. Now, the city council is a part-time job, which is average. The salary is about a little over $70,000.
Yeah, that's good for part-time. Shit.
Do you think they should get a pension for a part-time job? And 8 years is the length
Was
of
this
time?
always a pension? Was this always a pension?
It wasn't always a pension, but it came about.
No, I'm talking about like how long before was it?
Well, it was back when Sheila Dixon, but Sheila Dixon was saying that the salaries and the pensions should not be voted on by the city council itself. It was a 8-5 vote. 5 said no, 8 said yes. But it's crazy how fast they can move on an issue like that. But when we look in the city, we see trash. There's rats everywhere. Crime everywhere, and we can't really seem to come up with something to do. But they can make sure they got their money.
Yeah, I mean,
and tied into that, the head of the city school, she makes almost $400,000. And
even though I feel as though she should be voted in or voted out.
Well, you got the mayor picked her as, well, not Brandon Scott, but one of the former mayors hired her. And it's crazy when you look at her contract, she has like almost 2 months off paid time.
Well, I mean, that's just like teacher. I guess that's when the school.
No. This is during the school year.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Not when the school is out. And last year she didn't take any time off, and they gave her a check for that, $50,000. It's like, damn, you making more than some people making in a year for your paid time off.
I feel like that position, especially at Board of Education, I feel like at this point the city should vote on that too.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the,
we should vote on that too.
Well, to me, it should be reflected with the progress that's made in the schools. And when you look at the graduation rate, the attendance rate, the dropout rate, the scores and the test scores, nobody should be making $400,000 or close to $400,000.
Well, I'll say this, that's just like everybody on every job, you get a performance, every once in a while you get an eval. And I just feel like, even with that, we should do an eval on like how many graduates, state standard test scores, things of that nature. I feel like all that should come into effect to say, hey, look, this is what you get paid off of, like, as far as what you've done, the accomplishments of things that I made. If you got the city, you got almost like, 40% dropouts, then you shouldn't get that. Something.
Well, it's more than 40%.
I don't know the numbers.
It's like 75%.
Yeah, but I don't know the numbers.
Well, it's a 25% graduation rate.
Yeah,
say that.
But I know here in the city of Baltimore, out of the whole country, we're like number 5 for us getting the most government funding.
Yeah,
so
we getting over $17,000 a student.
So it seems like we should have one of the most state-of-the-art schools of the country.
Well, no, what we should do is allow the citizens to take the money that's allotted for each child and send them to whatever school you want to go to. So if you wanted to send your child to a private school, here's $17,000 each year, because they're using it in Baltimore City, and you're not getting $17,000 worth of education out of most Baltimore City schools unless you're talking about, City and Poly, And I still don't think that's an education worth $17,000.
Yeah, I mean, it just, it's just crazy. Like, sometimes I just feel like, well, maybe we should just do like a statement, and the statement should be like, this should shows the breakdowns. This went to the deaths. This went to supplies. This went to this.
You mean a record where everybody's paying the bills?
Where you go online and you can see where the money got deductible. Like, started off with this, and this is where the money is coming out at.
Right.
So everybody can keep kind of like us as the citizens should be able to keep
we should be able to see
like a tally exactly of where the money went at.
Right, where everything went and paid these bills. But in the meantime, don't we got to pay some bills over here?
Oh man.
We'll be right back in a second. We're gonna finish off the second half of City Talk.
We must secure our families. KFG Life Insurance Specialist is a company that partnered with 15 of the top life insurance companies to ensure you get the best pricing, knowledge, and products to suit your family needs. Some people believe that term insurance is better than whole life insurance, while others feel the complete opposite. Some may feel like universal life is the way to go, and others may feel it's better to have a whole life policy. The truth is, neither of the products are better. One just may be more suitable for your family. Our life insurance specialists are not biased, as they are partnered with several life insurance companies. This ensures our clients get the best pricing, education, and products that are suitable for their families. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist make these decisions easier for you and your family. Our office is located at Security Square Mall, next to Burlington, in the CoyoteMan Show Network. Please call to make an appointment at 443-400-5224 or go to www.lifeinsurancepecialist.org. That's www.lifeinsurancepecialist.org. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist help you prepare your family in the present, because the future is not promised. Act now.
Start. City Talk. Let's get it started. City Talk. Let's get it started.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're back for paying them bills. Hope them collectors cash that check. We can get back in here with City Talk. So, Vor.
What up?
You know Kyrie is back in the news.
Really back in the news
something
for this time.
Less than what he was in the news for the last time. The Hebrew Israelites surrounded the Barclays Center, and they were saying their little stuff, in support of Kyrie.
Okay.
And they had another press conference, threw Kyrie up there again, and now they want him to denounce them. And he said, I didn't tell him to come out there. Yeah, but we want you to say what they were saying was wrong. He's like, next question. And they were breaking it down with, saying we can't be anti-Semitic. It's 12 tribes. He said, if y'all one of the tribes, we the other 11. So we all brothers then. We supposed to be. We came from the 12 tribes.
Same tribe.
Right. So, they keep on pushing this narrative, wanting to separate themselves and make themselves the only, Semitic people. And then we go places with that. But it's funny because first is Kyrie, and then of course one usually follows the other, then Kanye. So Kanye, he had a meeting with Donald Trump in Mar-a-Lago. The crazy thing, Kanye, like I told you, the man has some mental issues.
Right.
And he knows that if they put a microphone in his face, they know if they put a microphone in his face, he's going to say something. He's going to talk. And 9 times out of 10, something he said is going to be controversial or be able to be skewed some kind of way. Yeah. But this was kind of weird. Donald Trump said, come down Mar-a-Lago. You basically, Kanye was going down there for like a mentor type dinner.
Okay.
So he get down there, and first of all, he showed up with a man named, I think his name is Nick Fuentes. I'm getting name wrong. Forgive me. But he's a known white nationalist. So they basically say they opened the door, Kanye standing there with him. And Trump was kind of like, all right, who's this dude? Trump said he didn't even know who he was. So they go have dinner and everything, and Trump got a little ticked off, Lamar voice, because Kanye said, hey man, I want advice because I want to run for president in 2024. I want you to tell me how I will be able to do it, and I want you to be my running mate. I want you to be my vice president. He came over the Plug house and said, "Hey, Plug, I need your plug." Because I be moving at work. You know what I mean? So it's rumored that Trump just stopped listening to him after he said, "I want you to be the running mate." But the issue now is like, is this going to hurt Trump? Because, you know, he's running for president too. Right. So this white nationalist is, they play some clips of him where he's really anti-Semitic. And since he's not he's not part of the 12 tribes, you know what I'm saying? And he was saying that he wants the United States to be away from any kind of Jewish control. He said Jews control the media, they control Hollywood, they control all this. He said, I want it to be under Catholics.
Who said this?
Nick Fuentes. He said, I want Catholic media, I want Catholic Hollywood, I want Catholic holiday. I was like,
So he want like a Bible Belt kind of situation.
The whole country, the Bible Belt. But you know, it's weird. I'm trying to figure out, like, how's Kanye like hooking up with these people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny because, all right, they say the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? But it's like, okay, Mr. Catholic, if you want to take it from them and put it in your hands, then we gonna take it from you as soon as you get it, because we don't want it like that. We want to. So if you want to take, then we gonna snatch it right from you.
Yeah, I mean, Kanye, I mean, you know, you just don't know. I mean, I think he's an intelligent dude. I just don't think, you just don't know what Kanye you go get. Mm-hmm. You just don't know what Kanye West you go get. You know what I'm saying? So that's the story to it. The truth be told, I don't take none of them say serious. I mean, because that's almost like the shit show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, like, just imagine if Kanye West somehow won the presidency in 2024.
That's not gonna happen.
I know. Just say in bizarre world where, you know, Big Four woke up the day after the election and they said, we want to introduce the next president of the United States, Kanye West.
I felt like that when Trump won a little bit. When he won the first time, I felt like that because when I saw that, I was like, yo, because when he had the show, what was that? The Apprentice. The Apprentice. When I saw that, I was like, I never took you serious. I just never took him serious. Mm-hmm. When you heard him talk, it was just like, yo, every time I heard him talk, I couldn't help but start laughing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, when the ball got rolled, I was just like, yo, this can't be real. This can't be real. And it was just like, I went to sleep, and it was just like, yo, woke up, and you was like, well, I'll be damned, yo. This motherfucker won.
I mean, I thought he was going to win because Hillary was such a bad candidate to me, and she had the baggage from Bill. And I believe the country needed a shake-up. You know, I didn't know we was going to, you know, shake up like this. You know what I'm saying? Because I predicted that he would win. I predicted that he wouldn't get a second term. Now, I didn't know that he was going to try to run. I mean, the
stuff that come out of his mouth, even when he was president, when he was like, just take a little bit of bleach. Like, the stuff that he was just saying was just like, yo.
Well, see, the thing is, you know, all right, in his defense, you have to listen to the whole press briefing.
I didn't listen to them. I listened to the soundbite.
You can't listen to them soundbites. Soundbites will make anybody sound crazy.
It'll make anybody sound crazy. It was crazy.
And what about Fauci? Fauci catching a lot of heat now.
I don't pay attention to that. I don't know, for some reason, that whole Fauci and all of them, I pretty much fell off the wagon with all that.
I mean, he's catching a lot of heat now because he's retiring, but he keep on coming on different networks and trying to defend the stuff that was a little shaky. That, you know, with the first he said don't get a mask, and then he pushed and said get the mask, and then said, well, I said don't get the mask at first because everybody was going to buy all the masks up. It's like, hold up, man, what are you talking about?
I never believed that man from day one. When he got to talk, I never believed him from day one. Nah, you know what I mean? I didn't.
Devil Burt.
You know what I mean? I saw that over in China that, you know what I mean, they losing their cool.
Yeah,
they're losing their cools over there. They protesting. They trying to make them go back in quarantine. Yo, they ain't having it.
Because China wants a zero COVID. You know, they have a zero COVID policy where they want to make sure nobody have COVID, which that's impossible.
Yeah, I mean they lose. I mean, yeah, like I saw them. It looked like it was more of them than the people that was trying to. The white suits just look. It looked crazy. It just. It don't. You know what it looked like? Did you ever see Squid Game?
No.
It looked like Squid Game. They looked like Squid Games in the white suits. They was losing their cool. Any y'all, the people that watch Squid Game, they know what I'm talking about.
Well, De La Soul said something about that. You know what I mean? They said the Squid is just a punk, so he deserved to lose the fight. You know what I mean?
No. You gotta watch the movie, then you know what I'm talking about. No, it wasn't even. It wasn't that. Yeah, right.
Ain't worth me watching the movie.
Yo, speaking of which, you know, BG come home in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of the hot boys. You know what I mean? That's my man. You know what I'm saying? I wish that brother nothing but the best. You know what I'm saying? BG was one of my favorites out the hot boys. So yeah.
Yeah, BG had a hard life. I hope he come home and just chill out though.
No, I think he will. I mean, he did a stretch. I
hope he come home and chill out.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he was locked up before.
Yeah, I mean,
came home for a couple years and
came back.
Hey,
you know, and also Exhibit. He also found a tracking device under his car.
Wow!
Somebody put a tracking device. He said, "I'm gonna get the serial number. I'm gonna find out who this person was."
Probably a girl.
So, I know he's going through a divorce right now. So.
Oh yeah.
So it was probably somebody's trying to see what he's doing, where he at.
Now, I don't know if he could find out who the person was. You know, I could go buy some air tags tomorrow and put them on your car.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, is this enough? Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, let them watch. If they want to be nosy, yo, you going through the you separated, yo, dog. Yo, what you looking for?
Yeah, but obviously he might be making some moves that he don't want nobody to know about.
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yep. Did you hear about the dude that was on a carnival joint? And he fell off the boat.
Yeah.
And treaded water for like 15.
Yeah. He was drunk.
I don't know what he was.
Well, I heard the interview. His sister said she lost
they say he was running around with a vape joint. He was running around with the vape joint, and he fell off. I don't know what he did.
No, he was drunk. She said they were in the bar, and she lost. You know, she couldn't find him. Like he wandered off somewhere in the bar, and she walking around the boat looking for him. And next thing you know,
I've been on cruises before, and they don't work like that. Like, you got to climb the jump over. You got to climb over some stuff to really.
He was drunk.
I don't know what made him do that.
He was drunk.
Once you look around, when you look around on sea number water, it make you.
Hey, boy,
you might look out there, but you don't want to go out there. Trust me.
Hey, people is drinking. Be thinking they Superman.
No, not the kid. You look out there, see all that water. You know that. Hey.
Kim Klasick said her brother almost died drunk. Jumped off the boat, and he was trying to pull up the anchor. And when he jumped off, he said it was way more than how tall he was. And everybody was still on the boat. He said at first, whoa. He said when he first did it, he was able to, stand up. He said the second time, he went straight down. And everybody on the boat was like, okay, he getting the, they didn't even realize that he was under. He passed out and everything. They said he was floating down the whatchamacallit. Some other boats had to pull up and somebody jumped out and got him.
Speaking of floating, it's a lot of yayo floating in the Fiji Islands.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, with bulls stamped on the bag. So they like, it's like the natives finding like, what is this? They saying it's floating from, they say they think it's coming from Mexico, but I don't think no yayo will float that
Fiji?
Yo, pull it up from line of flying.
No, from Mexico to Fiji?
Yeah, that's a long way. No, I don't think it's coming from Mexico. If anything, it'd be South America. Because they parallel, but I don't think it's Mexico. Nah, Mexico. But anyway, I don't know what's going on. But
somebody might have thought the Coast Guard was on the way.
Fiji. I don't know. I don't know where they. I don't know who they. Who they threw. But yeah, that's what's going on.
Ain't Fiji over?
Like over there, like it's in the Pacific,
in Cambodia or something like that, right?
It's somewhere. It's in the Pacific. It's a small, but there's a lot of work washing up on shore, and they finding it like at a rapid rate. You know what I mean? Like so that's crazy. And they said the quality of it was high. It was high.
They trying to get new customers. That's all it is.
That was free work.
Yeah, you like that? We got way more where that came from.
Yo, on a serious note, though, y'all, I was watching 60 Minutes yesterday, and this, I ain't gonna lie, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Down in Clearwater, Florida, is a cemetery in the 50s. It was a black cemetery. People call it cemetery, and it was like, yo, we gonna build a shopping center. So they said we go dig up the bodies and we go put these black people somewhere else. So what didn't happen is what they did was they built the shopping center and everything. So this was in the 1950s. So years speed past all that, they didn't paved it out. It was like an insurance company or something there, and I forgot the name of it is. I forgot the name. I don't want to quote wrong, and there's a school there. And what they did was they built a school in this building over. And it was a brother that was on it. He's like in his 80s. I remember when he was building this, they like somebody cut through two coffins. Yo, they went back, they excavated, like they went to monitor the land and everything. Yo, they said there's over 328 people that they built a parking lot over and a highway in Clearwater, Florida.
So they did a poltergeist.
Yeah, so on a straight like it's called Missouri Avenue, Missouri Street. People in Clearwater know what I'm talking about, but they were saying, how can we do this? The school, they shut the school down. Yo, they went there, they went to digging in the ground and everything. It pisses me off because it's just like, yo, we always talking about, what is it, anti-Semitics and all that, but where's the anti-black at? Where's this at now? Yo, if that was anybody else's cemetery, where we had done this, because they even showed in the same city, and not to mention the Tropicana where the Stingrays play at, said that was built over a black cemetery as well. So it's kind of like, yo, where did anybody, where was the government officials at, anything? Like, yo, where was anybody at to do anything about this? Yo, you couldn't do this once again, to a Jewish, you couldn't do that to a cemetery. You couldn't do that to anybody, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that's white in America, you couldn't do that. Like, they even got a Confederate cemetery that they built a row around their cemetery.
Well, I mean, I would expect that, given the history of this country.
But though, at the end of the day, it's wrong. It's wrong. At the end of the day, where's the government officials at? Where's anybody at? Yo,
but look at when that cemetery was built on top of. You think they was caring about black people?
Yo, but it don't matter.
No, it do matter.
It was a shopping center at first. So now they did build other stuff.
If I don't care about you and you don't know, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, the people back then probably figured nobody would never know.
Well,
that's the reason why, like, black people and well, there's not much that's going to be able to be done now. You know what I'm saying?
But they got a road where people they got a road where people driving over where people supposed to be resting at, dog.
I hear what you're saying, but it's like, it's going to go away. You know what I mean? They reported it and it's going to go away.
Well, that's just like even here, like right here, an entire city, right out there at the reservoir, Liberty Reservoir, and it was a village out there that was called Oakland Mills. It was a city that had over like 150 people at one time, but they also did the same thing to them. They washed all that, the cemetery and all that, and they got a whole. They put the reservoir out there.
Well, the black people in Baltimore City, they must have had more power, because that's the reason why 70 ends at the parking ride. 70 was supposed to go downtown.
Okay.
It was going to go through that cemetery.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Right.
And when the people found out that's what was going to happen, they stopped it. I used to always wonder, like, why did you build this to just stop at a parking ride? No, it was going to go downtown by the stadium. By Russell Street.
But you knew that about Liberty Reservoir, right?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, really. The city was called Oakland Mills. It was called Oakland Mills.
They got Oakland Mills in Columbia. They might have
they might have redid that, but there were cemeteries out there too. And I don't know what. And I mean, and the thing is, I don't care what color somebody is. Whatever.
Well, I mean, the thing is, boy, like when you look at what they did to our people, one thing don't stand out to me. That's like, oh, for what they did that. Oh, they didn't respect the dead. No, they killed us, so they're not gonna respect the dead. You know what I mean? It's even to the point now, and you can do this yourself because you live near there. Harvest Fair. Right. I went there yesterday, went to get some eggs.
Right.
So I said, I'm gonna get the 18-pack. And then I looked at the 12-pack, and I look at, you make sure the egg's not broken.
Right.
So I opened up the 18-pack and I looked at the 12-pack, and both of them said large on it. But the 12-pack eggs were bigger.
Right.
I picked it up and looked, and I said, They doing it to us again. You selling us medium eggs in a container to say large.
Right.
But I went to Wise before the show.
Right.
They the same size. I went to John in Pikesville before the show. They the same size.
Wow.
So it's just like they depend on us not, searching for the knowledge, not looking at stuff in our community and pointing it out. And then, like, when you the one, you just the one. You the crazy black dude that's talking about, look, what did the eggs? And everybody looking like, oh, man, whatever. I just want some eggs.
Same sandwich.
You know what I'm saying?
Same sandwich, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. But, yeah, like, also, too, over the weekend, too, they saying when people was traveling, they found so many Yo, so many people was trying to get through the checkpoints to get on planes with guns. Right. Yo, people was getting on planes with box cutters and knives, and yo, it was crazy. They had to turn planes back around.
Right.
It was nuts. You know what I'm saying? Homeland Security, you got to do a better job at this.
I mean, they seem like they must be.
No. But people like the guns didn't get on, but people was coming through the checkpoints with.
I mean, I'm tripping that people got the audacity. Like some people trying to get through with loaded guns. Yeah. Loaded guns in their bag. Like, sheesh. Snakes on the plane.
Yo, speaking of which, what was the story you was telling me about the private jet?
Oh, well, you know, it's apps that you can, you know, book a private jet just like you can book a Uber.
Right.
But they're not regulated by the FAA. And a lady from California, I forgot what her title was. She was somebody high up somewhere, maybe not in the government, but business. And they rented the jet, and it's kind of like a Uber where you can say, hey, they picked them up in Florida. You can say, hey, we want to fly to South Carolina, pick my homeboy up, and then we want to go to New York, and then we're going to end up in Canada. You know what I mean? Okay. You got the bread, you can do it. So they left from Florida, landed in South Carolina to pick up some friends. Come to find out the plane didn't have no brakes. No brakes. Like it just came home and drank a pint of Paul. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not funny though because both the pilots died and both of the passengers were injured real severe. But they said the crazy thing is it was a big orange sticker on the brakes that said no brakes. And the pilots just grabbed the plane. They ain't even checked. You know what I mean?
And that's not funny because actually I'm laughing about something else. It's an inside joke, but I'm going to tell you, know what I'm saying? For those who live in Baltimore City, you know what no brakes mean.
You know what a pint of Paul will do.
You know what I'm saying? When Shorty come through and y'all say, hey, she ain't got no brakes, that's...
You just came home. A pint of Paul. And Shorty.
Yo, so say, right. Or
he said, this going to keep me up till 7 o'clock in the morning. City Talk, we about to get up out of here. We'll see y'all next week.
With no brakes.
No brakes. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
My man, roll.